How important is mindset? Is it really that big of a deal? You know, this is something I've struggled with for years. When I got started, I've always had kind of a pretty optimistic mindset, right? Because like, I see these other guys that are doing it, and it's just always like, if they can do it, why can't I? If that idiot can do it, you know, why can't I do it? I'm not that dumb. I'm probably smarter than they are. You know, maybe I don't have an issue with self-esteem, I don't know. But like, I've always just believed that you could do this business. But I get it, sometimes people, and sometimes, you know, actually the longer I get into this, the more I struggle and start to question myself, can I really do this? But let me tell you something here, because having the right mindset is so critical and important for your success. And this is what I struggled with, because I wanted it to be, I already believe that you can do it, right? So I thought the business was 80% tactical and 20% mindset. Maybe for some people it is, but for most people out there, and the fact, the more seasoned you get into this business, I understand the importance of the mindset. What's the truth is this: it's 80% mindset and 20% tactical. You know, I wish it could be 80% tactical, because that's easy to teach how to use software and systems and lists and, you know, technology and things like that, right? Sorry, there's a bunch of flies here. Okay, but it is mindset, whether you like it or not, right? I'm not the guy that likes to go to nothing against Tony Robbins. I'm wearing one of his hats right now, right? I bought this at the hotel, by the way, where we are. But like, nothing against Tony Robbins, but if you want to get rah-rah and get all excited and emotional and motivated, go watch some Tony Robbins videos on YouTube. There's tons of them everywhere, right? But here's the truth. I'm just going to really simplify this down, okay? You've got to believe that this will work. You've got to believe that this business will work and that it will work for you. Those are the most important things, because you could have all the best tactics in the world. You could have the best software, the best websites, the best mail piece. You know, you know all the right questions to ask when you're talking to sellers and buyers. But if you don't believe in here, in your heart of heart, that this stuff actually works, number one, and that it will work for you, number two, that you are worthy, you do deserve this guy. God wants to prosper you and bless you. You've got to believe that, because it's true, right? There's nothing special about me. There's nothing special about these people that are doing a bunch of deals. It's, you know, if you were to look across the whole spectrum of everybody that does deals, whether it's houses or land, you know why they're successful? It's not whether they're a man or a woman. It's not that they're educated or not, or good looking or not, or skinny or fat. None of that matters. What matters, the people that are doing deals, are the people that believe that it works and that they believe that it will work for them. So that's number one. If to get to the right mindset, everything else kind of falls into place at that point. And to start, you got to believe that it works. One of the things that I have found to help me the most, and I see this a lot with my clients, what helps us the most in figuring out, like, okay, this stuff works, is listening to other people's success stories. This is why I love doing podcasts. I've been doing podcasts since 2011, interviewing people that do deals. And it just kind of builds up your faith, right? It kind of builds up your excitement, anticipation, because you're like, again, if that guy can do it, I can do it. So start surrounding yourselves with really good podcasts where they're interviewing other students that are successfully doing deals, right? It doesn't have to be whatever specific thing you're doing, but just listen to their stories, because you're going to get great wisdom and great nuggets, and you're going to start getting excited hearing what's going on in other people. So it's easy to get discouraged. Surround yourselves with really good, find some good YouTube channels, podcasts. You know, some of my favorites, of course, besides my own Real Estate Investing Mastery podcast or this YouTube channel right here, you know, Bigger Pockets has a lot of great resources out there right now in terms of interviews with other students and other people that are doing a lot of deals, right? Oh man, there's dozens and dozens and dozens. And just go find them, and then, you know, you start seeing suggested videos and suggested podcasts and all of that. So that's a great place to go. The second great place to go is to some good Facebook groups, okay? Some Facebook groups are just kind of filled with whiners and complainers, but find the ones where they're sharing their successes and their victories, and you're seeing a lot of activity. There's no spam and any of that. So go find some Facebook groups that have people in there that are doing deals. Mine, a lot of guys that are doing deals, right? People are still getting started, but it's a great place to go to see what is working well for other people. Which kind of, I guess you could summarize this thing in terms of like, surround yourself with smarter people. If you're in a room, if you're in a mastermind or in a workshop or something like that, surround yourself in the room with other people that are smarter than you. that are doing more deals. Now, you may not be able to go, like I'm in a mastermind right now in Tampa, Florida. You may not be able to come to something like this, but you can surround yourself with people that are doing deals in Facebook groups, YouTube channels, a podcast, interviewing and hearing these stories from other people. So start, surround yourself with people that aren't going to tear you down, aren't going to put doubts in your mind. They're going to build you up, and they're going to say, hey, you can do this. Look, I did it. And this is the challenge. These are the challenges that I had. You can do this too. If you don't have that yet, man, I'd really encourage you to find that and start finding those people, surrounding yourselves with them. I'm not saying like to cut off all your friends and don't hang out with those people anymore. Don't look down your nose on people, but like be very careful where you're spending your time. One of the other things that I think is super critical and important when it comes to mindset and like getting yourself out of this funk, because we all go through dips and ups and downs, like where we are having some success, we get a little discouraged and we get a little bummed, or maybe it's not happening as fast as we'd hoped. Your why has to be big enough. All right, you've got to have a big enough why. Why are you doing this in the first place? Maybe you shouldn't be doing it, right? If you're just doing it to make a bunch of money, maybe that's not a good enough why. Maybe it is. For me, my why, when I was really I was a professional student for 3 years, and I had bought course after course after course, and I was getting really discouraged because I was spending more money on my education than I was actually making, right? And my why came to a point where my back was against the wall. I was hemorrhaging a ton of cash, and I bought some properties with bank financing and owner financing and subject twos, and I was way over leveraged, debt out my eyeballs, but I had no cash flow coming in. So like I had been doing some deals, quote unquote, but I wasn't it's kind of hard to explain. I've been buying these courses on how to do wholesaling, but I wasn't implementing any of them. So I knew I had to figure out a way to make fast cash now, okay? And so I bought one more course on wholesaling from a friend named Chris Chico. At the time, he called it Absentee Owner Profits. This must have been 2008 or something. And I bought one more course, but I said, I'm gonna do what this guy says to do, and I'm not going to change anything. And I started doing it because I believed in it, that it worked. And I started having success. I started wholesaling deals, started making cash now instead of hoping for cash flow or for cash later. But here's the point. My back was against the wall. I remember exactly where I was when I started thinking about all this, right? I was in the garage area with the door open, right, watching my girls ride around in their bikes in the cul-de-sac that we were in. Freaked out because I didn't know where we were going to get the money to pay the mortgage, to put food on the table, whatever, right? So my why was big enough, right? Because I knew it was either make or break. And I'd been wanting to do real estate for so long. I've been chasing it, but I just came to a point where I had to make it work. I had no other choice, or I was going to let my family down. For me, that was my why. It always has been, my family, right? So I'd encourage you to figure that out. Maybe it's, you want to, I hear this a lot when I do webinars, you want to help your spouse quit their job, right? You want to maybe take care of your parents. You want to get out of credit card debt. You want to get out of, maybe you're behind on your credit cards and you just want to get caught up. Maybe you don't want to lose your house. This happened to me. I lost my house to short sale. It stinks. It's horrible, right? So maybe if that's your why, write it down. Make it big in front so you don't forget it. And that's going to drive you. And don't be ashamed or embarrassed of it, your mess can become your message. You see what I'm saying? So make sure your why is big enough, and make sure you're focused on the belief that you can do this, that if that guy can do it, you can do it, right? And believe that this business works and it can work for you. I think that, for me, is about as raw, yeah, let's go, that I can get, I'm not gonna be jumping up and down and doing the Tony Robbins stuff. Well, he's awesome, but it's real simple, okay? Just get into your head that this works, that it can work for you, and make sure your why is big enough, and you write it down and you put it in front of you and remind yourself. Pray and ask God to help you, because He will. He will help you if you ask Him for wisdom. Every time I've asked God for wisdom, He's given me wisdom every single time, without fail. And I'm sure if you ask Him for wisdom, He will give it to you as well. Cool? All right, that's all I got for this video. Listen, if you like my channel, please subscribe, comment down below, give me a thumbs up if you like it, and let me know what other videos you want me to talk about and do, and I'd love to hear from you. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you. Bye-bye.